This phone is not very good at all. Okay, let's get this bitch down here. Take this on. So, digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the area we call the trees. So I just wanted to mention up behind me, I think is coming the wannabe cop guy that lives in the town. Yeah, that was him. I just drove by. Um, but I also wanted to mention a few things. I was listening. I'll play the video. I'll try to anyway without getting a copyright. We'll see what happens. The channel called The Civil Rights Lawyer. The Civil Rights Lawyer just did a video about the cameras. It's so funny because they, over the last 5 to 10 years or whatever it's been, they've got a lot of police doing things to people's home camera systems and bell cams and all that shit. Well, I guess the big report was just released. I will definitely play it on my videos. I will definitely put it behind one of Namal's remasters or something. But it was very interesting because I was just talking about this a couple weeks ago, and I know nobody believes me, but it's real. They got control of all the cameras. They can tap into these cameras on everyone's homes. They can track us and follow us and make sure they know our every fucking move. That's why I'm not exaggerating when I say when I go down, when I leave one place and go down to another place, um, when I do that, they're already ahead of me. There's only one way to do that. There's only one way to do that. They're tracking my phones and they're tracking the cameras. And then when I shut my phones off and I put my phones away, take my batteries out and everything, leave them. Sometimes what I'll do is I set the car up with the VHS camera. You have to do these things. I'm sorry. I know, and you all think that I'm nuts for doing such things, but I'm not, because that's how I caught them. That's how I got them tracking me, following me unlawfully. Um, and that's just not just my opinion. I can fucking prove that it was unlawful because they were going out of their way, overstepping boundaries. Now, whenever they had to dig through my trash, the cameras were moved. Those cameras that are on top of the shed over there, the cameras are moved whenever they're doing that. Whenever they're doing anything like that in the house, I'm just gonna go around here and try to get up a tree. I'm gonna try to get near a tree. Um, I guess I'll do this tree here. I'll do this tree here. There we go. And I know you're so used to just seeing a tree as a tree that when I'm pointing the camera there, you're thinking, he's fucking nuts. I'm not nuts. I'm telling you right now, I will remaster this video and I will extract all the imagery from this tree. And I can guarantee you the imagery will be feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. I do have questions. Now that now that I've met Namal and his channel, then I'm gonna have to go and do a little bit more research on looking around a little bit more. But every time I learn something, it raises more questions. I've got to say, most of the videos I've looked at have been above the United States, the cloud level United States. But I have gone to Peru, which I will go back to under the Namal series. I'll go back to Peru, but I don't have any. Yeah, I guess I could get it. I guess I could get just an average person, just video from an average Joe, not something that's been uploaded from mainstream, right? Because I've been to Easter Island, gone through those, but that was mainstream newscasters doing a something about Easter Island, and I'm looking at it and I'm saying, can't everybody see it? Can't we see it? I mean, so I go in on the mountains and everything, and then I get copyright strikes because a part of the name or a logo or something shows up in the video. 2 seconds, and then anything. They can just take my videos down for anything they want. They own the fucking show, man. I think that I should add this guy to the list. He's really good. The civil rights lawyer. He is really good. He seems like a really nice guy. Maybe I'll make a series to him. See if he sees what I'm showing you guys and he gets it. I'll finish up on the Delete Laws series. And when I get to the story about the cameras, it's so funny because I was just saying that. I say it a lot, actually. I talk about it, but I know that anybody listening to it's going to be spinning their fingers around their head, saying, "Oh boy, here we go. Here we go now." Yeah, man, it's a given, man. I'm telling you right now, I've tested it. When I originally thought it, I kind of second guessed myself as well. I said, well, but there's got to be a way. There's got to be a reason why they're able to get ahead of me like this. And So that's when made me decide to start shutting everything else down. If I shut my cell phone down and I go out, they can still track me. If I have these stupid camera phones on me, they can still track me. So I say, how is that? These cell phone camera phones, the camera phones that I use for camera, they don't have a phone number pointed to them. They're just a camera phone. So therefore, they're still able to track them even though they don't have any access to anything. So when I'm out on the road like I am right now, there's no internet connection to the phone. So therefore, they should not be able to find out the location of the fucking phone. But because Facebook, YouTube, all social media, even Instagram, they all make you, in order to join their community, what a joke. In order to join up with them, you have to keep your tracking on your telephone. They claim that's because they want to recommend restaurants and they want to recommend places to go and they want to tell you where your GPS, where you are on your GPS and shit like that's not what it's about. It's about total control of the 7.8 billion zombie slaves. That's what it's about. So when I noticed it, I had to go on foot. I had to get rid of the car because they were tracking the fucking car. So then when I realized that they were tracking the car, then I said, okay, I'll set my VHS cameras. Luckily, I had a couple laying around. And then I put those in the vehicle, side to side, out the windows, and I go for a walk. And then when I go back to the cameras, sure enough, the same fucking assholes that are following me around town that I can get on these cameras are also going by the cars just sitting there. So that tells me, okay, that means they're able to track the car. And why do they keep going by the car? They don't see me in it. They don't know that I have they didn't at first anyway. One thing, that's another thing. You can monitor them by social media. So when I post one day and I post and say, okay, I got you guys. All week long, I got you guys going back and forth around the bait car. I get on foot. You all of a sudden follow me, go back to the bait car, follow me again with another vehicle. They would have several different agents on it because there were several different agencies at that time. I'm going back to 2022 now. But for that whole year, it was actually fun for me. It was actually fun for me. I got to see all the crazy shit that I thought they would be doing, but could not prove it. By the end of 22, I could prove it. I could prove it without a doubt. I could prove it all. I could prove which agencies were following me because I had their faces and their vehicles on camera. I had proof that they were breaking into my computer and running my computer for me. Behind my back, running back windows, downloading shit to it, all kinds of shit. And they could play it off if it ever, went down and they could take my equipment from me with a false fucking warrant, sabotage it so that I could not get to it. That's why I had to do the VHS. They could easily, because I've been watching them do it to other people. The civil rights lawyer has been talking about it on his channel. What they do is they have complete access to everything, man, through the internet. They're just playing the game that you have freedoms. All that bullshit that you got about protecting your property and protecting your equipment online and from spyware and spamware, and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do, and they do whatever they want to do. If it's something that they decide that they don't want to do it under the color of law, because, like, let's say someone like myself has evidence that they were doing so, then they just go around it. They can squash all that and start up something new and all. And what they'll do is they'll use agencies that are unlawful agencies. They're just private investigators that work for other agencies. They're allowed to do that. They can hire private investigators. So not only do you have your private detectives, but you'll have private investigators who do not work under the color of law. It's very simple. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. It's just now we have the internet. They're using the internet to do it. I was thinking back to years back, right when it was the cell phone. They spied on us through our home phone, the wired phones, right? It's so funny, then. I have all this shit in my memory bank that we used to do. So in my 20s, I used to work for a private investigator, and I already had experience from the maintenance field, and you could easily purchase. Anybody could purchase it. Even back then, you could purchase them in Radio Shack or whatever. It was a handheld phone with two clip wires hanging from it. Remember these? The phone companies used to use them to go up on the phone. They'd climb up on the pole and they'd use it to tap into lines and see if they had a clear line or not. And you could send signals with it. It had a full phone dial system on it, and it also had signal capabilities. You could go put another wire somewhere else. Is that her? Yeah, that's her. Um, so yeah, so they had those things. Those were so easy to use. You know how many when the cable company started having their investigators, right? It was a way to pick up thousands of dollars a month extra in your pay, and it was usually cash if you would just work with law enforcement. Law enforcement would have to get a warrant to do what others did not need a warrant to do. They were not going to put it on paper, but you could easily, if let's say you have an apartment complex with 100 people in it, and the main frame for the phones are downstairs. It's that easy. What's going on?
Hello, good day.
Good
I'm
day.
doing well. On
Mm.
the chair, so that was an ouch.
Where the hell is he? No, I don't see him.
Let's see. Can we call the son? Will he answer?
Okay, let's go find him. Where is he?
He didn't answer my message. John's going to find
Maybe
me.
he's staying after today?
Yeah, he would. He didn't talk about his part. So, he should. Should. He's near the stairwell. I'll tell you that. He's here.
He is.
Let's show him his last location on this map.
Maybe he's staying after today.
He has his phone. Are you staying after or no?
You have to ask like that.
Please. Are you staying after school today? Okay.
Mom said what?
So yes or no?
It's Mom right behind us.
She's right behind us.
So go jump in with
Okay.
Mom then.
All right.
Go
Bye.
jump in with Mom.
All right then. Bye. I'll go with it. Right, Dad.
Let's see what these guys are up to. Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah, this camera takes a whole new ball game to get used to it. The camera lens is in a corner. It's not centered. So that sucks. I didn't realize that when I bought it, but it definitely sucks. I won't be able to use it for doing moon videos. I doubt it. It'd be too much pressure on that one corner. too much pressure on the one corner, so. Yeah, so they're all over the place, and there's one even right behind me, and they were all over the place for me today. It's kind of funny that they be surrounding me this much. So they were at the corner when I came out from the store. You had a state, and then you had a marked drive by twice, both directions, same vehicle. Then I went over to grab the kids from school. Another local marked, parked outside the school, came in the lot, turned around, parked outside the school. I came out of there, took a left, went up the street, and then as you can see, there was just a state that just pulled up behind me. And then when I come, and so I mean, it's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. This is way tyrannic, and it's funny because the 7.8 billion zombie slaves don't care, man. They're calling in and reporting shit that is nothing. They will call over anything. They feel like they're part of the team, you know. And then you could say black to blue till it happens to you and all that, but I blame it on us. It is us. It's the 7.8 billion zombie slaves who keep going along with all of these laws. And I believe it or not, I think there's another one coming up behind me this way. It is. There's another one, and I can't tell if he's local or state, but I can see the lights. They're not on, but I can see the light bar. And I think he's going to pull over the guy that he's following. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous, man. Yep, and they got somebody right down here too. So they got, yep, so I'm coming around the block. They got someone pulled over there. Probably my wife. Nope. And then we got this way. Two more coming this way. Another one just passed me that way, a local. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. It is insane. I mean, do they really need to bring the revenue up this badly? Now, if I was doing auditing, I could certainly run around and follow and chase everybody around, but it's just fucking insane, man. It's too much. I mean, I hear some people bitching about it, usually in this town, that is. Um, I do hear people bitching about it, uh, but it's very few. It's not enough. You talk to all the veterans and shit like that, they're all like, Oh yeah, thank goodness they're there, keeping us safe. Keeping us safe from what? Fucking ticketing the shit out of everybody. What are they keeping you safe from? A bank account? Fuck, man. And because they're senior citizens, they drive under the speed limit. So they're now, they're not affected by it. Why did they not take my fucking trash? Why did they not take the fucking trash? What the fuck is going on around here, man? There you go. Digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the area we call the trees. I'll put a filter on it later. Not really any use to getting the clouds right now. It's snowing out. It's just gonna look like a white sheet of paper. So, but I'll just end this video off by doing this, and I'm gonna go in and listen to the scanner for a little while. I don't think I'm gonna put any videos together today, other than these. I'll see how I feel later. All right, I'll be back.